All right, let's do this. April 22nd. I didn't put a video on yesterday. I'm not going to do a video every day. I'd like to do one every day, but I don't know if I'll get to it. April 21st, yesterday, the word of the day was quidnunc, which is a strange word which means gossiper. Many middle school students are quidnuncs. They like to know all the little gossip that's going around, all the little, what's being said about him, what's being said about her, what's being said about this. Today's word of the day is erumpen, meaning to burst through. Usually it means to burst through the ground of some sort, like vegetation, the new grass, a new seedling bursts through. It's erumpen. Or metaphorically, like his erumpent hair burst through the hat. The erumpent straw of a scarecrow going through the clothes. So that's a great adjective that maybe you guys could use in some of your poetry, perhaps. A lot of people have been asking me lately about what poems they're supposed to put into their poetry project in regards to older poems. It's fine if you put in some older poems, but what I don't want to see is you guys just giving me a bunch of poems that you wrote in, say, 5th grade or even last year in 6th grade. I really don't want that. I want you guys to write new poems and be influenced by some of the poetry that I've been introducing to you guys throughout this marking period. Now, that's not to say that you have to use the poetry that was influenced by the poems I gave you this marking period. But once again, I just don't want older poems thrown in there. Now, I know a lot of you, or not a lot of you, but some of you may do that because, just basically out of laziness or lack of creativity. And you know my feelings about that. It's really not so much about the grade. It's really about what you gather and what you acquire from here to there in my class. It's really it's really about you do the work, then you gain the respect, and respect is much better, I think, than a high grade. But if you get the respect, you're going to get a high grade too, for that matter. Be that as it may. So yeah, erumpen, word of the day today, quidnunc, the word of the day yesterday. Here's some comments that you guys wrote on about each other's poems, which were very cool comments. Let's see here, really quickly. Andy wrote about strings by Sidney Chung. It could relate to everyone on a string. They're forced to suffer like the virus. Everyone can go through all that. He even relates it to a video game. Brianna likes Find Myself One Day by Anya Singh and Traffic by Anastasia. Once again, she can relate to it. And Traffic because it's bringing a bigger problem to what's happening right now. And showing how things could be misinterpreted. Let's see. Cyrus joined us. He liked Andy's poem because it's based on the coronavirus and he can relate to it and what's going down. He liked the way it talks about rain metaphorically. Jadelyn liked Anastasia's poem Traffic and The Pain Easel by Hital. Because I liked how the paint easel showed the meaning metaphorically, the analogy, I guess, there. Priyansi liked So Much Depends Upon a Book, The Pain Easel by Hatal, The Donut. There's Too Many Bad Politicians by Julia. Let's see, who else? Gabriel Aguilar like PJ's poem because they're about basketball. I mean, if you like basketball, you're gonna like the ones about basketball. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's very difficult to actually write decent, good poetry about sporting events. He did a very good job on it. Michaela liked Julia's poem Vitiating. Great use of the word of the day, by the way. Anastasia liked Gabriel Correa's poem because you shouldn't work yourselves too much. Calm down. Don't rush. It's true. She also liked Pages Held by a Thread by Cieradkowski. Veer liked Blue Light. Very factual, he says. Cheyenne liked The Human Race by Oscar Wong. Vikram liked The Blaze by Jahina. Shows destruction in a sad way. He liked Dreams by Julian. He liked One Day. I Requested for One by Ryan. Miles liked Anahita's poem, What You Will Do in Life. Priyali liked Traffic by Anastasia. A lot of people like Traffic. Anya. PJ liked Complete Brainwashing by Cheyenne. Who else? Alexander liked Wake Up because it talked about large corporations and how they make us buy all your stuff. The advertising. It's the way it is. He's exactly right. Amaya liked Dreams by Julian. Inspirational, she says. Anahita, Life is Just Like a Red Light. She also liked Anthony's because it seemed like an after battle scene. She liked Sydney's Strings because it was a good analogy. Nityashri liked Grains of Sand. Pages Held by a Thread. Donut by Marina. Oscar liked Gabriel Correa's poem, Comparing Life to a Red Light. Vardan liked The Pain Easel, the word choice. Utilizes words like drizzled and blood of years. Warlito likes Xavier's poem because it rhymes and it flows. I'd love to see or hear Xavier read some of these poems. Good job. Keep these poems coming. Keep them coming. I'm going to be putting a lot all together in my own compilation again. And I can't wait to see your slideshows or however you present your poems, your original poems all together. I can't wait to see the end results. I can't wait to just see them all together as one. Here's a quick poem that I wrote. Let's see here. And of course I lost the page. Maybe I'll read this one instead of the one that I had. All right, well, this one's called For Zofia. For Zofia. You can water this down. Some say water the life. You could talk to them somewhere in the back pages of history books, sitting on the sills of desolation. And this city's gone bust. The change has come. This table is still waiting to be cleaned up. Like a petal that you picked and you threw to the wind, and a laugh from the past and into the present. Like a move to the switch and the switch to the find. It'll knock that love right out of you. And here's some of your poems that you guys have been writing. Here's one called The Highway by Jahina. A large highway, scent of gasoline and dust. The path is long and a feather soars through it. A little feather, pure, black and white, like the dandelions. When the seeds fly away, the little feather is no more. This one's by Farah Santos. Breathing lights. I suffocate without it. There is no happiness like mine. I have been breathing lights. As I hold my script in my head all memorized, I step onto stage center. I hold my head up high and breathe in the lights. But the light above my head turns off and all goes dark. A sheet of darkness envelops me as I can no longer see nor breathe. I feel gills growing on the sides of my neck and I shrink on stage. I am a fish. I am a fish out of water. And I am no longer breathing lights.